Hi, it's Neil from Mighty Little Green Machine. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to attempt to correct a problem. If you watched a couple of videos ago, I asked you if any of you were having a problem with these being off-timed. And one of you said to me that it has to do with the timing bar. So I did some more research, and I've come to find out there's actually a technical service bulletin from John Deere that says that these pins they put in end up having play. And what they do is they take them out and they find a bolt that fits more snug, and that corrects this timing. So this morning I'm going to attempt to fix this problem once and for all. Now, one of the videos I watched said that this is covered under warranty if your tractor's under warranty. Mine is, but I'm not bringing it in. So I'm going to attempt to fix it myself. So we'll see what happens. Before we get started, if you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. So let's get started. Okay, so the problem is that the quick connect paddles, and you can see it. I think you can see it. They're off time. So one of these, this one's lower than this one. Now my other tractor did this too. And I thought it was just normal, but it turns out it's not. So what they're saying is these pins that hold it to this timing bar, this is the timing bar, that's what times it, tend to have some play in them. And when they have play, it allows them to twist a little, which allows them to be off. So the solution is to remove these pins and find a bolt that fits tightly. So I'm going to start the tractor and open these all the way up because this is tight right now, and I got to figure out how to. I may have to release. I don't want to, but I may have to pull the cylinders off so I can move them freely. But let's see if I can do it without doing that. So what I'm going to do is start the tractor and back them all the way up and see if I can find a spot where there's a little bit of play in those pins. Okay, so I started the tractor and I brought them all the way up. And now there's some, but now here's what's going on. This is the problem. You can see play in these. That's not supposed to be. And so that's why they're coming off time. So we're going to pull these pins right now. See, they're not in there that tight. Look at. And then I'm going to figure out what size bolts I need to tighten this up. To fill the hole more. I think it's probably a two-stage thing. It fills the hole, but it also tightens the bolts. And then that's going to cause us to these move at the same time. Because any of you that have these tractors know it's very annoying when you go to try and put an attachment on. So let me go ahead and see if we can get these pins out. So again, like I said, apparently this would be covered under warranty. So if your tractor's under warranty and you don't want to attempt this, then get in touch with your dealer. I guess there is a technical service bulletin, as I mentioned, so they know this is a problem, but apparently they must be just figuring, well, we'll deal with it if somebody complains. And because most people don't. I never did. I never did on my 1025. And you know, I was going to live with it on this because I really didn't know. If Project for JW hadn't sent me the message saying that's all it is a pin. So now I got to figure out what we're going to put in there. But Project for JW hadn't sent me a message telling me that there was a timing bar. I wouldn't even have thought to look at this and then start doing the research. But let's get the other pin out. Actually, what I'm going to do is grab a light and then see what this hole looks like. So as you can see, it just bolts down through there. So I got to find a bolt that's snug. Now, on one of the videos I watched, they said that the dealership used a 7/16 bolt. I think what I'm going to do is I've got to go run out anyway. I'm going to take the pin with me and I'm going to find a couple of sizes above it. And then just buy a couple. And I'll get grade 8 bolts and I will get nylon nuts so that they lock. So let me run to the store and then I'll show you what we come up with when I come back, and then we'll see if this little plan works. Okay, so Murph and I are here at Tractor Supply. I'm gonna try, my thought process here is I'm gonna take the pin and find looks like 7/16 is gonna be our size. I don't know if I dare go any higher. Let me see if I can get something tighter in metric. No, I think 12 might be too big. Half will be too big. Okay, we're gonna go with 7/16. Let's see. I'm gonna go with grade 8. 3/8, quarter, 5/16, 9/16. Seeing every size except 7/16. Well, that's not cool. Interesting. Oh, we got some grade 8 flange bolts here that are 7/16. Okay, let me see if I can find the size. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna go with 7/16 by 2 inches. Now I gotta find a lock nut. Okay, I wanted to show you this. These are shoulder bolts, and what I found was that the shoulder wasn't gonna fit through. So what I did was I ground, I don't know if you can see, I ground this flat so it slides in. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the first side and then I'm gonna walk you through the steps of what I did on the second side. Okay, so there's the side completed. And there's this side, still the old way. When I move this, the arm moves, but the bar doesn't move. When I move this one now, the arm moves with the bar. So that looks like it should have worked. So now we're going to do the other side. Now the other thing is I left the other pin in so that the bar didn't spin. It made it easier. So now I'm going to pull the second pin. Okay, so this is what I did start to finish. Now, on the other side, the 7/16 bolt wouldn't go through, so I drilled with a 7/16 bit all the way through to get it through. But now looking at it, I think it's just the collar here on the arm. So what I'm going to try and do is just drill through here and not drill this. But we'll see what happens. I need my spray. I'd really like this to fit tighter if I could. No, I do have to drill the whole thing, it looks like. I'm gonna drill a little more and see what happens. what I discovered was the collar is not 7/16, but the timing bar is, which explains why they get out of time because the pin was pretty tight in the collar, but it wasn't tight in the bar. There was slop. The only way I found to be able to drill through both sides of this is to drill it from the bottom. So I started here and just drilled straight through with a 7/16 bit, and that was that. So now I've got to go ahead and grind the other bolt, get that ready to go in. Okay, so if you buy a bolt that doesn't have a shoulder on it, you don't need to grind it. But what I found that was nice is by using this and grinding this and putting it down in there, this doesn't spin in the top, so you can tighten the nut on the bottom. So all I'm going to do is take a hand grinder and grind this. You could use a grinding wheel, like I said, or you could just buy one that's not a shoulder bolt. And all I'm doing is trying to smooth with the head. And that's it. So I just ground it so it's smooth that way, and then now it'll slide right in. So just gonna slide this in from the top with the ground part against the ear. Like that. I think ideally, I would like a 2¼ inch bolt. This is a 2 inch, but a 2½" would have been too long. But it doesn't. It just gets to the nylon lock nut. So I don't know how this is going to work. If I have a problem, I couldn't find a 2¼ at their store, so I may have to order one. But the other thing is you can't get a socket in here because it's so tight against the ear. But that also makes it difficult to tighten. I'm actually rolling this against the ear, and the other side was actually easier. But it makes sense now, like I said, because we had 7/16 inch hole inside and a smaller one on the outside that pin was slopping in there. Now, apparently this is, I found an instance where the 2038 also does this. So I don't know how many different John Deere models this happens on, but apparently it's a common thing. This side's becoming tougher because it's messing up the ends of the bolts because of the being so tight to the ear. Well, I know it'll never come loose. I get this one tight, but I need to. And the bolt's rounding because it's squishing it against the, oh, there, a little bit. It's squishing it against the ear. I think that might be it. Now, here's what I did on the other one. I finished it with a pair of vice grips. Now, ideally how I want to do this, but I got to get it tight. Help me tighten it all the way on there. And the other thing I ended up doing was putting the wrench on the top of the bolt, and it would move it a little, and then I could tighten the bolt a little bit farther. This one, I don't know. Hopefully this will still work. Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I'm going to bring this down a little See if I can do the same thing I did on the other side. Okay, let's see what happens together. It's just cold, so it's going to be a little bit smoky. Let's see. Pretty close. Definitely way better than it was. It's definitely close enough that it would go in. I'm not sure it's totally. I should get tightness a little more. I don't know what the answer to that is, though, because of how tight it is, and I really don't want to. I really don't want to weld this, but you can see that solved the. I don't know. That's pretty gosh darn close. So that solves that problem. I thought it was normal, but it turns out it's not. Like I said, if your tractor's still under warranty, take it to the dealer. They'll do it for free. It is a technical service bulletin, but I know that it's very frustrating trying to put the bucket or any of the attachments on when these things aren't lining up. And mine were getting really bad. So we'll try this for a while. If I have any problems, I'll do a follow-up video. We'll see what happens. But actually, I'm going to run out and put the bucket on. I'll take you along when you put the bucket on. We'll see what happens right now. So let's go do that. Okay, so let's try this. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, yes. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, that's much better. For sure. But that really made it a lot better. So I'm super happy with that. So if you're having this problem with your tractor, like I've been having, and it is a problem, it's not normal. If you thought it was normal like me, it's not. Then this is your solution. It wasn't that difficult. It cost me like $7 for the pieces, and really didn't take that long once I got going. So go ahead and do that to yours and get it fixed up nice. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you learned something from it. I appreciate you watching. I enjoyed having you along with me as I fixed it. And we'll see you next time on Mighty Little Green Machine. Bye now.